What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the opinionated hippie, and this is my top 10 Jimi Hendrix favorite top 10 Jimi Hendrix songs. I did the albums. I think I have to do the songs. The albums I considered for my album list were the three official studio albums of the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Bold as Love, or Band of Gypsies, and then The Cry of Love, which I explained in the album video why I included that one. So all of these tracks are just from those five releases, which probably covers it anyways. But at some other point in time, after I cover all the live stuff and all the other goodies that have been released, which I plan on going down that rabbit hole because it's Jimi Hendrix, I may do an all-time song list. Not sure it'll change though. So anyways, yeah, that's it. Zappa connections. A whole bunch in the comments of the last video, people pointing out ones that I missed. But Jimi Hendrix is on the cover if we're only in it for the money. That's really all you need. So, right? Yeah, right. Here we go. I'm going to go through them from 10 to 1. I'll put the list on the screen at the end if you want to see what it looks like visually. Number 10, Freedom, Personal Reasons. I know there are songs that are better than this out there. But it was the first Hendrix song I heard on the radio that made me want to go buy a Hendrix album. I already knew probably everything that I played on the radio, right? Been listening to the radio with like purpose for years. I might have been probably 14 at the time, maybe 14 or 15. But I knew a bunch of Hendrix, and I heard Freedom on the radio, and I was like, this sounds just like Hendrix. But I've never heard it before, so it must not be. Then they were like, oh, it's Jimi Hendrix. And I was like, well, why don't they ever play that song on the radio? And then this was like early in the week. I was thinking maybe I was going to hear it more on the radio later in the week. And like all of a sudden it was in rotation. Did not hear it again. So when I went to the record store with my mom that next Saturday or Sunday, I bought The Cry of Love. I love this song. I love that that opening riff. I just think that's fantastic. Love the energy of the song. But it was the first one that once you buy one Hendrix album, you just can't not buy more after that. So that started me down that path, even though I knew all those songs already. But anyways, yeah, Freedom. Number 9, Third Stone from the Sun. Always up for like a psych deep space jam. Mo quotes this all the time. Garvey quotes Third Stone from the Sun pretty often. I've seen enough Mo shows where Garvey's quoted that. I think I've seen maybe I'm sure Trey's done it a time or two. Just an awesome little, that main riff, awesome space jam. May You Never Hear Surf Music Again. Obviously, we got another Zappa connection right there. Just now realizing that one. But yeah, so yeah, Third Stone from the Sun. Give me these weird, deep space jam, kind of space psych stuff, the Pink Floyd-y type weirdness stuff, going out there doing that kind of stuff, and Jimi Hendrix's version of that. I'll take it all the time, every day. Number 8, it's a cover. I usually don't include covers, but it is arguably, I'm going to say it is the greatest cover of all time. All Along the Watchtower, his cover of the Bob Dylan song. It's just like, if people do cover All Along the Watchtower, it's like hard rock and upbeat and jamming, and it's in the spirit of Hendrix and not in the spirit of a little low-key acoustic Dylan thing. And even Dylan said it was better than his version. But again, Dylan had to write it to begin with. Just a fantastic song. And the guitar playing on this, like every time he steps up in solos, it's in a different manner. It's in a different way. It's in a different flavor. Like there was so much thought put into this construction of the song. And yeah, he could have just gone into the studio and they could have jammed it out and it would have been worthy of probably being heard. But like, this is a well-constructed track, and the choices of sounds on the guitar solos and the way he solos on each one is a little bit different. It is just an absolutely perfect cover. Just an absolutely masterful song. Number 8. Number 7, Voodoo Child, the 15-minute version, the just jam version, just 15 minutes of acid blues, space rock, Hendrix style, like going out there, getting heavy, going spacey. Everything you want. Just a nice, slow, burn-in blues jam for 15 minutes. Hendrix and the band just going out there and out there and out there, getting really spacey in the middle. And I don't mean like spacey in like a weird Pink Floyd way, but like just the jam going to places and you're like, what are we even tethered to? We're just like in this blues rock heaven. It's just acid rock, just awesome stuff. To me, I explained this more in the album video, but Electric Ladyland, this 15-minute jam, that is what Electric Ladyland is this mental space that this song takes you to. And everything else on that album is either getting you there or helping you decompress and then get out of there. But Voodoo Child is just like, it's the epic on that album. Number 6 is If 6 Was 9, doo. Another one that starts off just like really short and tight and to the point, like doo, just really kind of funky, almost like and Jimmy's version of like War Pigs almost. It has like, but where, they kind of the same. Let's start with this doo concept and just start off simple. And then Black Sabbath is going to take it to like, where War Pigs goes, like a heavier commentary on just that heaviness. And Jimmy's going to take it to some really crazy psych blues rock, kind of all over the map in like 5 minutes. It's great. Get kind of low, we get crazy, things happen in the middle. Then finally we wind up back in that doo. Yeah, just an absolute a band in the top of its form. Number 6, If 6 Was 9. Number 5, 1983. This is the other jam that is on Electric Ladyland. This is the sort of, before you leave Electric Ladyland, you need to go through here. This is the ultimate decompression. But this is Jimmy. Just the riff in 1983 is just so absolutely beautifully just like psych proggy jammy. Like, I think more jam bands need to include this riff in their jams because it's so magical. We get this weird little low-key kind of spacey floating Jimi Hendrix song, and then we go into like jam territory, like deep space jam territory, where things break down a la Space in the Dead. We get tinkering, we got to build it back up. The build up is more reminiscent of like an Allman Brothers jam. We get a little Chuck Berry just going at it action. Then we finally go back into that awesome riff and the awesome sort of floating 1983 vibe. Again, another just highlight of that album of Electric Ladyland, where it's just like the band is just jamming. They're just in the studio jamming, having a good time. And because the songs are so good and the musicians are so spectacular, it's just absolutely amazing. Number 5, 1983. Number 4, Bold as Love, the closing track on Axis, Bold as Love. Just awesome lyrics, awesome construction. Jimmy getting poetic in like a Dylan-esque kind of sort of way, playful with his use of color words. Awesome jam at the end. It fades out, then it comes back in. Yeah. Also, kind of helped that Fish used to do it. Page would sing his butt off during this. And so hearing another band do this song and like Fish being able to like, the song being so, a lot of Fish covers I think are just so, they follow the song so much that it almost is like it just pales in comparison. But this song is so strong and Page was able to sing it so much that I think I had more respect for this song, where they also do Fire. It didn't help my love of Fire, the Fish's version, but Fish's version of Bold as Love has given me more respect for Bold as Love. Don't know why that is, but it is literally true. Number 4. Number 3, Manic Depression. I think this should have been, I think enough people know this song. There was a band here in San Antonio, the Gingerbread Men, kind of a funk horn band, used to go into manic depressions in the middle of one of their songs. Absolutely fantastic. They would jam that out like crazy. But it's a great jam song. It's got a great riff. It's got great lyrics. I think it should have been a much bigger hit than it is. But just one of my all-time favorite. Obviously, it's number 3. But it's just that main riff and that just the guitar and just everything about it. Manic Depression. Bun, dun, dun, dun. I mean, just want to jam to that thing. Number 2, Voodoo Child, Slight Return, closing track on Electric Ladyland. The first like 55 seconds of this with that just that lick, and then when they go into the song proper and it's just those chords and he's chugging along, and then we get that wah, 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 that full on like space showing off type pyrotechnics, things that like Vi and people would thrive on, in the 80s. Just the first minute of that song, Jimmy does so much with that guitar. You're just like, yeah, whatever, we're done. Yet it just manages to get better as the song goes on. Just one of the greatest songs. And the fact that it's the last track on Electric Ladyland and like you get through all of these, I mean, I have how many songs from here on here? One, two, three. So I got 3 songs already on my top 10 list from that. There's so many other fantastic songs. And we get all the way through that to the last song. And the last song is like Voodoo Child, Slight Return. You're like, wow, how did this not lead off the album? Like, you had so much confidence in this song, you were able to drop it last. You had so much confidence in this album that you were able to put it last, knowing people would eventually get to it, and it would still be one of your most iconic songs. It's ridiculous. And then number 1, arguably the greatest display of guitar playing in the history of recorded music, Machine Gun, just everything Jimmy does, anti-Vietnam War. It feels like an anti-Vietnam protest song. It feels like it should be in every Vietnam War movie ever. It's got that vibe. It's got that unsettling, just not good feel about it. It's got some of the best guitar playing ever, some of the best support by a band ever. The sort of like rat-a-tat drumming that goes on in the background sounds like machine gun fire, sounds like just violence. It's just unnerving. It's unsettling. And even when you know it's coming, just that rat-a-tat-tat that comes, it sounds like a march. It just sounds like violence. It sounds like war. And like Jimmy's guitar sounding like whatever he wants it to sound like, the whole idea of the song, like, it's every form and function meets perfectly in Machine Gun. And that's just like a bow down, one of the greatest moments ever put to like vinyl, CD, whatever. It's fantastic. Machine Gun. That's what they look like in written form. Yeah. There's also 50 other fantastic songs that this guy has done. Jimi Hendrix is amazing, people. Jimi Hendrix is amazing. I don't need to say anything more about him. It's Jimi Hendrix. But anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. If you don't know Machine Gun, go listen to Machine Gun and then listen to Electric Ladyland and then listen to everything Jimmy ever put out. Just go listen to Jimi Hendrix and make your life better for doing so. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Peace. Do all that stuff you're supposed to do. And have a good day, people. Have a good day.